YouTube, we are back with another video. It is Pizza Friday today, hence why we're in the kitchen. So we've got a pizza in the oven, and we're just waiting for it. But in the meantime, we thought we'd sit down and chat with you guys about a topic that we wanted to discuss, which is how to make money on your homestead. A lot of people have asked, how can you live on a homestead and still make sure that you're bringing in some sort of income, because you need to make sure that you do still have some form of money, because you can't really get along in the world today without money. That being said, there's some different ways and some creative ways that you can work with in order to make money on your homestead or even from your homestead. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about is working online. If you own your own online business, such as myself, or you have online work, you're able to do remote work. For myself, I own my own business, so I make my own hours. I can teach, I tutor, and I think that there's a really important aspect of that, especially over the past 16 months with what's gone on in the world. I've definitely been very busy. So running your own online business or even remote work, if you can line yourself up remote work, that's something that is definitely an asset for living on a homestead, because you're still bringing in your regular amount of income, but you're working from home instead. And
there's many online businesses you can run. You can run online tutoring, you can run
and network marketing.
Yeah. There's so many businesses, and nowadays everybody's working online, and seems like the going trend to be doing that. And you can actually run multiple businesses online. You can even do it if you're in the city. You can run just selling products like
network marketing or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. Lots of opportunity for work, for sure.
And what was that tutoring company called?
So my tutoring company is called Star Students. Thank you.
Yeah.
My tutoring company is called Star Students, and I've owned my own company officially only since the beginning of this year. But I've been tutoring for much longer. I've had my own company. It's just not been really official since the beginning of this year.
That's right. So anyone looking for a tutor?
Thank you.
The second topic, or the second idea for making income on your homestead, would be to sell meat, or as we have also smoked meat. So everybody knows that we have animals on the homestead right now. So we have some chicken, we have goats, and we have rabbits as well. Now, down the street, we do have a cattle farmer who also sells cattle on his homestead to generate income, and so we've actually had some inquiries from the community as to selling rabbit meat. So we will be doing some rabbit meat, and typically what we're going to do is find the price that they're selling in town, come down $1 or $2, and sell it from there, and that way the community doesn't have to go out of their way to get meat, as well as we get to make some income ourselves.
And it's super clean and fresh.
Yeah, and it's really clean and fresh meat, because we feed it all organic out here for the most part. Some commercial pellets, but yeah, they're mostly all organic out here. The chickens we could sell if we wanted to, but at this point in time we're gonna be actually keeping them for ourselves. And the goat meat as well, once we start kidding and growing them up to butcher weight, we'll also see about selling some goat meat out to the community as well. And that being said, is because we have a smoker out here, when we go fishing we can smoke our own meat out here, or our own fish, or any meat for that matter, and sell that also out to the community. Or if you want to take it into town and sell it to someone in town, that would be also a good option.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. That actually brings up another point when you talk about meat. So you can also, if you're on a homestead, the assumption is that you're selling your veggies, you're selling or you're growing veggies at least, you're having your own eggs, and because we have goats, we'll have our own milk as well. Mm-hmm. So selling or growing your own veggies and having your own eggs, as well as the milk, that it's a lot necessarily for just 2 people. So we can definitely sell those too. In terms of veggies and things, there's actually something that's really helpful. The community has decided, kind of like an unspoken rule of the community, that if somebody's short on veggies or somebody doesn't have enough, they can give them the veggies to help each other out. You can make money
at a reduced price.
Yeah, at a reduced price. Yeah, you can get extra income that way. And I think that's really I really like the fact that there's a community that's built around helping others. But as well, putting money back in the community's pocket, really.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well, help exactly. Like for instance, we didn't have potatoes here. Instead of going to the grocery store and helping out the big box chain, one of the locals are up here. They're selling their potatoes for 70 cents a pound, which is very cheap when you look at it in the grocery store, and we know where it came from, and it wasn't sprayed with anything.
No extra chemicals.
No extra chemicals or anything like that also. And go back to her with the eggs is we can also take eggs into town, whoever wants free range chickens or eggs. And the eggs in the community also we're going to be selling for about $4 a dozen, I believe it is. So it's not a lot of money, but at the same time all that adds up a little bit here. And coming back to the milk, we're not only going to be selling the milk, but we can turn that milk into butter, sell butter. We can also make cheese and then sell the cheese.
And yogurt.
And yogurt as well.
Yeah, I'm really excited to try yogurt.
Absolutely.
Sure.
So there's many ways you can take one item and make multiple streams of income from that one item.
And if you think about selling milk as opposed to selling yogurt, well, yogurt obviously has other ingredients in it. The goal is to keep it for us as natural as possible, but it has other ingredients in it, and there's labor that's involved. Obviously, I would have to make the yogurt, I would have to make the cheese, and I would have to. You don't have to really do anything with the milk, but I would have to make the butter as well. So that goes that cost, that price that we would give people goes into or is adjusted based on how much labor I have to put into it. Or he has to put into it, depending on what it is.
Yes.
But yeah. And then there's the added advantage too of when you have those products that you can offer to people that are clean products. Those people know where it came from. Those people know there's no pesticides, no chemicals, and no hormones that are injected into the animals that make them grow faster, perhaps be a little bit more unhealthy than they should be.
The next topic or the next item on the list we're going to be talking about is depending on where you're living and what kind of homestead you have, you could also rent out your property to either fishermen if you're on a lake or nearby a good fishing hole, or if you're in hunting country like we are, we'll be renting out a portion of our property out to people that come with trailers, fifth wheels, what are those, RVs?
Tents, RVs.
RVs, and which we're gonna not only rent out for money, depending on how we want to set it up with whoever comes up here, but we're also looking at bartering with these individuals, which also brings us back to our veggies that we can do with the community as barter. And that is a trend I feel that is starting to come back, especially with the state of the world and how everything is going and the prices going up these days. So one of our ideas is to have some hunters come up here and say they want to go for moose. They're going to go out for moose, and what we're going to want to exchange instead of for money, we want some moose meat. And then that way it's a win for both of us. They save some money by saving money on a campground, and Lord knows that not everyone can eat a full moose, or let alone 2 or 3 people. So like they can bring that
maybe
back.
In a year.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
we'll take some of that too, and then there's no skin off our teeth, right? So it kind of helps us multiple ways. And same with veggies. You can barter that. So you need like we have too many tomatoes, say, and someone has too many potatoes, we can always swap that out as well. And so that's another thing to keep in mind. So if you're on a fishing area, you can rent it out and or barter it out and get some extra fish in, and then that way you don't have to go fishing or go out and buy fish yourself. And fish is pretty expensive these days, and the way they grow them, I wouldn't want to eat them.
I think everything's pretty expensive these days.
And gross the way they grow things too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think that was it for that one.
Yeah.
On that note, actually, something that we've noticed, just in terms of the location that we are, what's really helpful in terms of growing veggies and being able to do that in particular with the climate. So where we are located, the weather changes like literally on the snap of a finger. So certain people who live in the same area that we are in the community have better luck growing other things that we don't have good luck growing.
That's
Same
right.
as we have good luck growing things that other people don't. So just speaking on the terms of barter, veggies, it comes in particularly handy because everybody kind of has different weather depending on where they are, where they're located. The next one I wanted to talk about is actually something that's pretty, I would say, gross. You can sell manure. So manure actually out here, because it is used as fertilizer, whether that's chicken feces or rabbit feces, or in our case goat feces, it goes for quite the amount of money. For literally poop. You wouldn't think that it would go for that much, but for chicken crap, for example, it's $15. You can sell it for $15 for 10 kilograms. With how much I have not shoveled any chicken feces, but with how much have you shoveled? At least 3 barrels, haven't you?
Well, so in the 3 weeks that those meat birds have not been out there, I have cleaned out 2 trash cans each time full of chicken manure at each time, and each one probably weighs about 30-40 pounds.
Yeah, so
said
that's
and done. So you got
10
80 pounds
right
of
there.
chicken manure I can sell out, but at this time we're going to be putting that back in the garden. But it is something that I know that is popular in the cities nowadays, is chicken manure, and not people. I guess the trend hasn't caught up on rabbit and goat yet, but it will be put.
Oh well, it will. Yeah.
Exactly. So you can always compact that, and then especially if you have a pickup truck, you put it in the back of your pickup truck so it's not stinky inside, but inside the cab.
Well, out here you kind of have to have a pickup truck.
Yeah, sure enough.
Yeah, but it's amazing how you can make money off of something that's literally a waste product.
That's right, absolutely.
And yeah, if you're talking 4 barrels or 5 barrels, and they're still here, they're not butchered yet, so
that's right.
They have not been processed.
So we're still making more. So anybody interested, hit us up. We got some shit to send you.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
And finally, the last one is kind of also brings you back to barter, and that's one thing I feel you got to keep in mind. Living out on a homestead is not everything is for money. Everyone has got their own skill, their own niche, and what they're good at. And so this brings me to skilled trade and general labor. So there's always someone doing work around here. There's always someone needing a fix, something repaired,
improving something, changing a system.
Exactly. So like this past week, I've been busy at a neighbor's place hooking up their generator because they couldn't get an electrician out here, and the way it's been wired was completely fly by night, or fly by the seat of your pants. And so
Mickey Mouse, I believe, is the phrase you
Mickey
used.
Mouse, exactly. So I was out there fixing that, and then they're like, "What do we owe you?" And I'm like, "Don't worry about it." And you know, they gave us a couple of things that really wasn't money, but it kind of helped us to get to in life. So then this week, or yesterday actually, I was there fixing their basement, and again, they're like, "What do we owe you?" And I'm like, "Well, don't worry about it, because I'm sure in a month or two I'm gonna have to use their tractor, or I'm gonna need a hand from them," and so they can come here and help us. And that's kind of another way that you can make money or get ahead here. And there's also like a mechanics out here, and obviously some of them do charge money. It's not going to be shop fees, but again, it's a way you can mosquitoes. It's one way you can make money. So anything you can do to help, it's very good to be skillful or handy out here in ways that you can help the community, or just help yourself too, because Lord knows everything's done on your own horsepower.
And you kind of have to do things yourself. If you're moving out to a homestead or you're living off grid, you have to be aware that you have to be able to do, for the most part, you have to be able to do things yourself.
Yeah, that's right. All right, I think that was enough for now. I'm getting hungry for pizza here. And,
actually, yes, I'm just looking at the clock. It should be done right about now.
So anyways, that was it for our chat today. Hopefully you got anything. If you got any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments section. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't hit it yet, and we'll be back on the next one.
See you in the next one.
Take care.